y'all doing? This is the Penny Pork Chop coming at you with the Bitcoin update for the week of, well, what is this week going to be? Looks like Monday the 21st. And since that's going to be a holiday, so it looks like the 22nd. Probably good thing. This old Bitcoin, it needs a bit of a rest. Of course, we know that it never really rests. But listen, how y'all doing? I hope well. I'm kind of just relaxing a little bit, having a little coffee. Thought I'd start my old weekend edition there. You know that old saying, when it rolls downhill, yeah. Well, here is the citizens of Canada. That is a mighty bad situation. My goodness. How's our markets going to be doing? Well, I don't know. Let's start off with the, let's take a big old overlook here of the markets as I see them happening here. All right. So here's the spot I warned you about last week. I said gotta watch them old bulls, but pretty much looking like we're on track to hitting the targets and going down where we saw. Now let's take a look here at this VWAP. This was the place where we really started to push down. Right here, we passed across this higher anchored VWAP up here and went right through right in here. So this is the group of people, and this is the group of people we're watching right now. So what does this look like? Well, frankly, to me, this structurally is all correct except for this area here. This area is a bit bent out of shape. So as I've been studying this chart, looking at the ups and downs, mostly looking at the downs, I see three possibilities, and they are all viable depending on the pressure in the market. When we go out here and we look at our old indicators, let me show you what they look like. Yep. Looks like he wants to roll over, but the thing is, what gets me about this structurally up here, this would be a very natural progression towards a head and shoulders. What bothers me is there is so few, look at this, so few what we see here. We see these are all like in about the deviation to one deviation move, and they're starting to weaken here. Now, this is still a buy signal, but this 50 moving average is moving down, and he's not far from crossing. So what do I see happening from here? Well, in an ideal world, for structure's sake, I mean for sake of what we're wanting to see in the structure, what we want to see is we want a stock or index or whatever. We don't want it to just fall apart, because if it falls apart, it becomes an untradeable product. I mean, we need something to trade against. In other words, we need a good fight where there's pressures on both sides, and then we are the ball coach calling strikes and balls. One of my favorite teachers, David Frost, he talks like that, and I really like the way he thinks about it, because it really puts you in the right mindset when you're trading, because you're looking at what is something to trade, some product to trade. We need something to trade against. We need an opponent. We can't trade just everything that goes up or everything that goes down, because those things can steal money from us because we never know what to expect. That's why you want a good market with both sides to it. Otherwise, trading would be easy and nobody'd have to make a living, yada, yada. But anyway, looking at these anchored VWAPs, we are above the selling pressure and starting to curl up ever so slightly here. And this, frankly, looks like a very good trade. Now, one of two things. We've got an ABC here, and this is structurally correct. What I have is a down leg here, and we can call it a 1, a 2, or a corrective pattern. I think this plays out either during this scenario. We come down here, 1. This would be a 1. Let me look at 1, 2, 3. Get a pullback to 4. The beauty of what they did is they broke this high. They didn't break it by much, but they broke that high, and they signaled, hey, start looking for a lower time frame. So you'd be looking at a day or an 8-hour, looking at a lower time frame to get me a leg up. And I'd be looking for verification, I'd be looking for about a 161 move up in this here direction, and that would confirm it for me, and I'd call that leg 1. Yep. Because typically what you see on these kinds of things here, this does not exist. I mean, there is, let me go down here and shut this channel off. This to me would be appropriate. We would see this, and we could see this final cycle of Bitcoin. Now this here too could be this. This would be very natural. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a run up here, and somewhere around here, I mean, if we were talking about it, somewhere around in here, you know, because this here, this is the real shoulder to break and close above if we're continuing higher. So what I'd want to see is a shortened or a stunted, you know, maybe 5 or maybe even a stunted 3, because they'll come up short. They'll look natural, but they won't be. See, that could be something like that, because all our markets are trading weak. You know, I don't know. I'm just kind of playing with the old fidgets as I see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. This cycle is done. There is no more need. You use this as a guideline, but you start out. We've got to discover where the real 1, 2, 3 is. And when you look at our, now this is 2-day. I love. By the way, Bitcoin is running on 2-day like a monkey. I mean, it just does perfect for its trading cycle. It just does all the right things. This is perfectly, and it shows it here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, are these particularly large? No, but it don't matter. We're starting a new cycle, baby. We're not running against these old cycles, so we have to have a leg that's this long, or a 1, 2, 3 that looks this proper. This could be a whole new leg that maybe is a shorter cycle over the longer term, but still, you know, I'm not saying we're not going lower. I'm just saying I really have my doubts, because, you know, structurally we are not seeing it. Even if we see very deformed waves, we'd still see these sequences, and it just, I mean, even though we don't see Remember, this down here does not mean there's not volume. This just means the volume is from about your median. You're looking at your median. So you're looking at a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So, and yes, we're in a negative cycle, but they could be turning that around right here. So, overall, I'm gonna wait and see. But short term, I'm definitely bearish. Here's some of the problems you gotta deal with if you're going to get on down in this area. Now let me show you projected head and shoulders. All right, one of these two head and shoulders, these are projected. In other words, these are out here with no numbers. Obviously, this is how I'd see it. This is the whole problem with coming down and projecting down in this area. You can't have this kind of power and strength up in this area and no momentum that helps carry it without some kind of structure that really weighs down on it and pulls that structure correctly, that traders don't see it. I mean, really, traders, if they see this, let's say this 3 gets up here, over here, and closes above this shoulder here. Oh my gosh, that shows so much strength. I mean, that could be a big turnaround, and frankly, I'd want to see that kind of thing happen. Really, if Bitcoin is what it says it is, what it's going to be. The other thing is, folks, the way this thing moves, this sure does not feel like digital gold to me. This feels like, you know, any stock. This is it move. I mean, it seems to be moving in chorus with the rest of the market. I just don't see this. It's just something electronic until they find a use for it. Until we get some kind of official thing going on. And something else, I really worry. I really worry about this because I'm looking at what the .g folks are doing. If you don't know what I mean by that, the government, you know, the laws they make and the task force, and all of a sudden we're going after folks that are doing things and laundering things, and oh my gosh, you know, I have some digital assets, but all right. Now I reset up a couple of parameters here just to talk about this move here. I went ahead and checked this move from here to here and from here to here, and this did hit the 1618 level. So I gotta call this verified. This is a genuine 2 here. I'm gonna call this 2. I know, to me it seemed, or I'm sorry, 1. I'm sorry. We'll call this here. Let me shut this off because we need to go over that yet. But I see that's 1, 2. That's verified. So we're anything this does from here on, I'd be looking at going to the 8-hour chart or the 1-day chart, and let's take a quick gander, see what. Here's the 1-day chart here. Yeah, buddy. See? Yeah. That's quite easily. That is, I'd say, by golly, I'd say that's peanut butter and jelly right there. I'd put my chocolate in that peanut butter anytime. Yep. All I need to do is break this on the 4 or 8 hour time frame, then start looking for a 2 or even an hour pullback. See, what I'd do is I'd look at it right here. I'd wait till we got a break, and then I'd see when we got a pullback. When we start pulling back during that day, I'd jam down into the 4 and 8 hour sequences, and I'd look for me an entry. Yeah, so we get a up, back, entry, and I'd ride that wave. Look at that. Oh, that would be just now. I don't know if that's going to that's going to end up there, but if this is going for this leg, and this would be natural, I mean, this would be structurally what I would call appropriate or correct. I would say, you know, especially if we get up here and we close above this. Oh my gosh, that's a nice little banana trade there, baby. So we're talking. So we've got this. We've still got this 1226. But if he comes under here and he starts to turn up, that's going to be bananas and cream. So yeah, I'm glad we really looked at that closely, because that is definitely a worthwhile. I think that there is a worthwhile. It looks structurally correct. I would need to see something like this anyway, because we're looking at these two very strong, and the breakdown just isn't equaling. So yeah, folks, I'm thinking, I'm leaning bullish. If I get a confirmation candle, a nice little candle, come up here and pull back, jump in that old Bitcoin, get me up there and start looking at the very least, I could trade it up to this 45.994. Any pullbacks in this area above this. Oh, what is this? 41,161. Anything close above that and then pulls back. Not, you want to watch your pullback. I'd probably enter on I'd be entering on either an hourly, but yeah, I'd say that there is definitely a trade I'd look for right there. And then I'd trade that. I'd take off 2/3 here. I'd take off 2/3 there, right there. That seems like a natural spot too. About 46,000, 45,964, 45,964, and then I would just let that ride. Let that last piece ride. Start thinking about taking that last piece off right here. Maybe wait for a pullback. Look for a nice bounce. Now, it cannot violate number 4. She cannot do that. That is a no-no. That means this is something else. Right now, this is looking like a 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Well, that's encouraging to see, because I ain't seen a whole lot going on in the market. So what do we got here? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Anyway, well, enough of that. Let's get back over here and look at the bear case. That looks about right. And that's 88%. Yep. This just doesn't verify as a bearish leg. Does not verify as a bearish leg. I'd be very careful. I might consider a little cookie trade, especially if this leg stops down here and does not go below this here line. That's a 78. Here's a 78. If this comes down to 78, I'd start looking for, I'd be looking for something like this. So both the bearish look on this and the bullish look just are telling me this doggone thing is setting up for a leg up. We got the VWAPs turning up. We got them crossing over here. There's one for your stack of stuff. You have a 1-2 that hits the 1618 level to the T perfectly, comes down and bounces off this verified channel. Now, don't get me wrong, this channel is here. I mean, that's a real thing. We know, we can go back and we can look at it and we say it respects it. This is also saying this is an impulse move. If we start to move off this is the top of a channel. And all staying out of that, it's impulsive. It's impulsive. So yeah, if I were, I'd call this, you know, even if it went down here, I'd say this is 2. And this might set up another leg down, but this just does not say. This tells me I'd be looking to go make some money up here on a long. Yep. So anyway, that's this week, February 21st. I'm sorry, Tuesday 22nd. In the Bitcoin, I think we got a genuine. Finally got something in the market that's looking pretty dang decent, worth trading. That's a little better than a cookie trade. A little better. I mean, so yeah, folks. Structurally, I'd also before we went down. See, first of all, this whole structure is so positive. I just don't see it breaking down into this channel. Even though last week I could see the bars looking like they're getting down under into this channel area, I'm just not seeing it now. So I'd say always be cautious and make money. It's Pork Chop Penny out. Y'all have a good week and make me some money out there. All right, babies? Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Let's try that again. Okay, I'll start it this time. Right. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Fire!